The lights you use will be determined by many factors, including the look and feel you are trying to achieve and the rendering engine you are using. Some lights work better with different engines, some lights won't work with some engines at all. Lots of experimentation and exploration is required to master lighting. We will be learning on the Quicksilver rendering engine. We will be setting that up in a few minutes. For now, go to the Create panel, then select Lights. From the drop-down, select Standard Lights, then choose Skylight. Left-click anywhere in the perspective viewport to create the skylight. Press W to exit creation mode. The skylight works quite well with the Quicksilver engine to provide a dome of light that lights the scene evenly while providing simple controls for color and intensity. Additionally, adding a targeted spotlight and enabling shadows, we can begin to improve the quality of our renders. There's much more to explore in lighting, but this should get you started. The teapot icons in the main toolbar all have to do with rendering. The first gives access to the Render Setup tab. I have used the term render and rendering several times so far, but what does that mean? A rendering is a drawing. Max considers and combines the geometry, textures, lights, and other factors to create the image. The images are then assembled in a video editing program and made into animations. Max ships with several different render engines. We will be looking at a few of them during this course, beginning with the Quicksilver engine. I am using 3ds Max 2016. If you are in an earlier version, then the layout may be slightly different, but the basic functionality will be the same. For instance, the top area that allows for quickly changing the render engine is new to 2016. In earlier versions, you needed to scroll to the bottom of the Common tab to find the Assign Renderer rollout. Change the render engine to the Quicksilver engine. There are 3 tabs: Common, Renderer, and Render Elements. The Common tab has basic parameters that are common to most render engines. We begin at the top. Time output. This controls what frames will be rendered. For now, we will be rendering out several single images from different angles in the scene, so we tick the box next to Single. The options below, Active Time Segment and Range, are for when we begin to render animations. The area to render is set to View by default. This means that the active viewport will be rendered. The active viewport is indicated by the yellow highlight around the border of the viewport. Below that is the output size. Here's where we determine the resolution of the images Max will create. For this class, you will be rendering out still images at a resolution of 960 by 540. Click the drop-down that reads Custom. Choose High Definition. In the text box that reads 1920, type 960. The bottom number, 1080, should change to 540. Skipping down to the render output, this is where we tell Max what kind of files and where to save the file. Click Files. In the Save As type drop-down, choose JPEG. Name the file with your last name, first initial, and the module number. For example, Simpson J Mod 2. Click Save. In the Renderer tab, there are options for quality and style of the render. The rendering duration per frame window controls how long the image will render for, such as 1 minute or 5 minutes. The longer the time, the better the quality. The more iteration it renders, the longer it will take, but the quality will be better. Under Visual Style and Appearance, we have various rendering styles such as graphite or clay, as well as adding edged faces to the objects. That shows off the topology. We will discuss topology in future videos. There's more to discuss. I urge you to explore Quicksilver Engine and see what else it has to offer. Once you have set up what you wish to render and told Max where to save the file, you are now ready to render. Click the Render button and watch Max create the image that is the result of your work. That's it for this week. Next week we will begin learning how to use modifiers and editable poly subobjects to increase our modeling prowess.